Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes of my latest short film, a project that has been a real labor of love and, honestly, has kept me up at night. This is a 7-minute psychological horror film, and the entire concept revolves around a simple, terrifying idea. What if your own reflection wasn't yours anymore? We're going to break down the entire film, scene by scene, and I'll walk you through the creative choices, the technical aspects, and the story I wanted to tell. The goal was to create something deeply unsettling, relying on atmosphere and subtle changes, rather than jump scares. We went for an ultra-realistic, dark, cinematic style. Think soft fog, deep shadows, and that classic film grain to give it texture. Every shot was designed with a shallow depth of field to draw your focus and slow camera movements, to build that creeping sense of dread. There's no dialogue, no text, just pure visual storytelling. The sound design is key here. A low ambient drone, a persistent heartbeat, and deep bass pulses that you feel more than hear. Let's dive into the story. We open with our character, the same man you've seen in my previous videos, standing before a mirror. The first hook is immediate. The reflection is delayed. It's just a fraction of a second, but it's enough to tell you something is fundamentally wrong with reality. In scene 2, he tests it, moving his hand, and the reflection follows a moment later. This confirms his fear and ours. By scene 3, the horror escalates. The reflection stops mimicking him and just stares. The connection is broken. The surface of the mirror then ripples, as if the barrier between worlds is becoming unstable. We use subtle cues to heighten the tension. The temperature in the room feels like it drops. You can almost see his breath in the air. This isn't just a visual trick. It's a sensory shift. He's drawn in, despite the danger. He steps closer, and that's when the reflection does something truly unnerving. It smiles. Just a faint, knowing smile. And, crucially, our character is not smiling. The mirror then begins to emit a soft, otherworldly glow, and we see shadows moving in the world behind the reflection, hinting at a space that's not just an empty copy of the room. The disconnect becomes complete. The reflection starts moving independently, a separate entity. As this happens, the real world begins to lose its grip. The room behind our character starts to fade, becoming less substantial. The mirror world, in contrast, gains depth, looking vast and infinite. The reflection then makes the first move to cross the barrier, raising its hand to the glass. This is the turning point. Our character, driven by a mix of fear and a desperate need to understand, touches the mirror. And this is where the physical rules of our world break down completely. His fingers don't just touch the glass. They sink into it as if it were water. The reflection immediately takes advantage. Its hand gripping his. The mirror isn't passive anymore. It's an active predator. It begins pulling him in. The visual distortion kicks in here. The real room warps and twists as he's being dragged through the threshold. He fights back, trying to pull his hand free, but the reflection's grip is impossibly strong. It pulls harder. We see him halfway inside the mirror, his body straddling two separate realities. The world inside is just a dark, endless void. There's nothing there but blackness. And then comes the final, horrifying transformation. The reflection's face changes. It morphs until it is an exact replica of our protagonist. At these moments, we, the audience, are completely disoriented. We don't know which one is real. The struggle reaches its climax, and one of them is violently pulled through to the other side. The chaos ends abruptly. The mirror's surface becomes perfectly calm, a smooth sheet of glass once more. A man stands in front of it, looking completely normal. He's composed. He adjusts his hoodie, but then the camera pushes in, and we see Italiano. He's ice. There's something wrong, something cold and empty behind them. We then cut to a shot from inside the mirror. The original man is trapped, banging silently on the glass, his screams unheard. And for the final, chilling shot, the man outside the doppelganger slowly, deliberately, lets a smile spread across his face. It's the same smile we saw in the reflection earlier. He's won. The film ends as we slowly zoom into the face of the trapped man, his expression of pure terror filling the screen before it fades to black, creating a terrifying loop back to the beginning of his nightmare. Crafting these 35 distinct scenes, each just a few seconds long, was a massive challenge. Every single shot had to introduce a new detail that escalated the story. We wanted to create a sense of inevitable dread, a slow descent into madness where the character and the audience question reality together. The consistent look of the character, the tired eyes, the dark idiot, all serves to ground the fantastical horror in a relatable human experience. This film is about the fear of losing oneself, not to a monster under the bed, but to the monster you see in the mirror every day. It's a story that I hope sticks with you long after the screen goes dark. I really poured everything into creating this atmosphere, and I'm incredibly proud of how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching this breakdown and for supporting my work. Let me know in the comments which scene you found the most unsettling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. Thanks for being here.